All right, we are here at the NADA show in the Informativ booth, and I'm hanging out with a whole crew. I have David, Scott, Michael, and Doug. They're the newest boy band on the floor this year. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here and sharing a little bit about what Informativ is doing today. David, I want to go to you first. Obviously, you put together a booth, you put together all the energy, lead a team into a show like this. What's the importance around being at a show like this, connecting with the dealers and prepping for caring for the industry in the way that you do at an NADA show?
Yeah, there's nothing more important than the NADA show every year. I mean, look around, it's amazing, and you get to spend time with your customers, you get to meet prospective new customers, and you get to show off new innovations, new things you're working on. This is a great place to do it, and we like it because every year NADA does a survey, and every year compliance is top of the list or near top of the list,
Yeah.
But we know that our customers, their first job is selling cars.
Yeah.
So, but compliance is really important. So as a technology company, they ask us to try to work that balance and help them sell cars, be more efficient with their customers, speed up the sales process, but help them stay compliant and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, that's awesome. Scott, obviously, from the dealer perspective, you can hand them the mic. From the dealer perspective, compliance is a big deal right now. Whether or not we see things like the CARS rule come into play, it's still a reality for consumers that care about it and dealers that want the protection of making sure that purchases are correct, that we know who the consumer is on the other side. How are you leveraging technology in your day-to-day processes with your team to make sure that they can stay efficient and keep you protected as a dealer?
Yeah, and like you said, it's top of mind for all of us, and it's not a bad thing in the industry, right? There needs to be some compliance. We need to have the rules. We need to protect customer data. It's extremely important. So a tool like Informativ really helps us do that. And with 40 plus rooftops and over 1,500 employees throughout the Midwest, I need a tool that I can make sure is doing those things and doing it in a streamlined manner that we can check and double check and train easily on, and that every employee can easily use. And it does it quickly, stores the information securely, and we use it all the way through the process, from the soft pull to the to the fraud prevention, and then to finally the hard pull and STIPs. So it's an important centralized database. I can't tell you how many times before we got with Informativ that I could walk into a dealership and say, okay, where's our dead deal file? And okay, wait a second here. Where exactly is that dead deal file? And this is what really this tool has kind of helped us to wrangle all that information and make sure that we're really treating the customer data like we should.
Yeah. Michael, obviously fraud is a question at dealerships, and I think as things like digitization happens, online deals, communications online, those things come even more to the forefront because we may not be sitting in front of every single person. How are you all looking at fraud prevention in real time to make sure that dealers are secured and like the frontline employees also are empowered to make sure that they're not going down the wrong path with the deal?
Yeah, dealerships are targets today. Fraudsters are finding new and innovative ways to try to come in and manipulate and take advantage of the auto dealership. So our approach is a little bit different. We want to focus on a multi-layered approach. So we want to look at every interaction point potentially with a consumer and build best-in-class fraud tools to help identify those early in the process so that they're not able to get through and ultimately get that vehicle off the lot. So with Informativ, whether it starts online, whether it's a digital retail tool, whether the person walks into the dealership, we built fraud tools, best-in-class fraud tools every step of the way to make sure we're protecting our dealership customers.
Can you talk about maybe some of the things that dealers should be paying attention to in those interactions to say like, oh, those are the points where people are trying to enter right now and you should have hyper awareness when thinking about fraud prevention?
Yeah, remote deals continue to be a big area. With Amazon and everyone shopping online, they expect a digital experience of buying a vehicle. But they're coming up with different ways to come in, as whether it's a synthetic ID or whether it's a fictitious device they're using to try to go into the dealership, or when they step in the dealership, whether using a fake ID to try to get through and purchase a vehicle. So the methods are getting more sophisticated every single day. They're getting more creative with their approaches, and dealers continue to be targets. So we're trying to find best-in-class solutions, and we've deployed those at every step of the process.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, then lastly, not not just the fraudsters, but the people that actually make it through, and we're holding onto their data, we're dealing with their data, we're trying to think like, how does that work in an ecosystem? And you guys have recently partnered with ComplyAuto. Talk about how that partnership is kind of a match made in heaven to make sure that all of the areas and the base camps are covered.
Sure, we're really excited about the partnership, and you stole the pun, which is a match made in heaven. Right? If you think about the integrated solution that we're bringing to the market, it is truly a match made in heaven. The regs that got hit on 2 years ago were physical, administrative, and technical obligations we have to have in place to safeguard customers' information. So ComplyAuto is the market leader in the technical, the privacy, the cyber, protecting all that information. We handle the transactional piece, the administrative and the physical. And when you glue those together with this integration, we're going to deliver something that nobody else is going to be able to bring to the market, which is going to be a huge benefit for dealers, because we now have one comprehensive end-to-end platform that starts with nice to meet you and ends with congratulations, here's your keys, and locks everything down. And the exciting piece that we've just announced, which is going to be tremendous value for dealers, is that DealCheck AI, which takes what dealers do today. Kick deals are a problem. Every dealer has kick deals that come back downstairs. One is one too many because it affects CSI, it affects contracts in transit. So DealCheck AI will take what some dealers have armies of people that it takes hours to do, moving from upstairs in accounting after the fact to delivery, and in 60 seconds deliver a certification that says every signature, every piece of paper, everything, every number matches, this deal's good to deliver, or there's a problem and here's the 3 things that need to be fixed.
That's incredible. Leading a company like this and giving them the access to, figure out innovation and figure out innovation for your dealers obviously is like, that's a big weight to carry. What are you excited about, and how can you be encouraging dealers in 2025 as they're kind of making a lot of these decisions around data, but still having to just get the car sold, right? Because you can get into the minutia of it, but what's the encouragement there?
So to answer your first question, my job's actually really easy. I just hire people smarter than me.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, and get out of their way and help them. But to your point, it's about selling cars. And the minute that you forget that when you're talking to a customer, his job is to sell cars and to make his customers happy. Compliance should be something that just happens along the way. You protect themselves and they protect the customers. And that's a never-ending battle, and we're working at it every day to try to balance those 2 things.
Well, gentlemen, your mic passing skills are sublime. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on all the news. Scott, thanks for joining us to share a little bit about your exact journey as a dealer, and looking forward to see what comes next.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yep.